All right, everybody. Here we go for the first video here. Hopefully there will be more. We'll see about that. So what are we getting into today? First of all, it's about, what is it, 6:30 in the morning. We're just getting going here. Got our coffee. And today we're getting a welder. Should be meeting up with a guy probably about lunchtime. Getting one of the old Lincoln Tombstones. He's gonna meet me at the gas station up the road from where I work at. So that should be pretty cool. Getting it for 175 bucks. And at Lowe's I saw them for 375. So, and what I've read, they're pretty reliable. So, you know, it's my first welder, and I don't know what the heck I'm doing when it comes to stick welding. I messed around with MIG welding when I was, when I worked at a concrete plant for a little bit. And, you know, that was cool, but there's all kinds of stuff at the farm that needs fixed where I work at. So, that needs welded. So I said, you know, I ought to probably just get a welder. So, look what we got here. We're getting on the track. We got our Bob and Tom going on the radio, as always. Very important. Coffee, that's even more important. So, between Lowe's and a little Harbor Freight run, here's what we got before we got our welder, which I'll get video of later. Let's see. Here's from Lowe's. I picked up a box of 3/32 6013 Lincoln 5-pound box. And then yesterday when I went to Harbor Freight, they had these little packs for $5, which was kind of cool. I think this was like $18 for a 5-pound box. So I kind of wish I would have went to Harbor Freight first, because I would have got a couple different sizes of rods for you know, just $5 for this box, which is for all the welding I'm gonna do. You know what I mean? That's plenty, probably in that box. That's 1/8 inch 6011. No really particular reason I got 1/8 inch. A buddy told me get some 3/32 6013 to start out and just start messing around. I said, all right, and that's what we did. So then we also got ourselves a hood. I didn't get the cheapest one, you know. It's the old Harbor Freight special. It was like $50, auto darkening. Yeah, I was like, you know, I'm not gonna get the cheapest one on that, especially if it's like a fixed shade, I think it's called. Because that would be a pain, and I want to be able to see what the heck I'm doing, truthfully. Got us some gloves, a little slag hammer, Peter Gabriel, wire brush, of course. Got a new grinder. It was $18. I think I have to pay for the lifetime warranty. And I think I'm actually going to go back and do that, because if it breaks, they'll just give me a new one in the box, and you know, that might be fine. I don't know. I'm sure we'll upgrade to a nicer grinder if we start getting a little too crazy with it. But anyways, so that's where we're at now. Welding, new adventure, stick welding. I've never stick welded, but it looks like fun. So that being said, I'll get some video later on once I get the welder. Alright, internet, we are pulling into work here and finishing a cup of coffee before we get to it. Let's take a look out here. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Nice cool morning, gonna be sunny today. I'm gonna send this guy a text message on my high-tech phone. It may look, see, you look at this and you think, oh, that's an old flip phone. Oh, let me tell you, old buddy, this is an advanced piece of technology. I'm gonna text him. I'm gonna say, hey, anyways, okay, well, you don't need to stick around for this, but okay, so see if we can meet up with lunch, get the welder, and we'll just go from there. So stay tuned. All right, internet, we are heading to get the welder. Guy's meeting me right up the road here from where I work, so we gonna get it. Okay, burgundy or red Mazda. We're looking for a red Mazda. Let's see. Put that up there. All right, there he is, pulling up at the same time. There's our man. Okay, internet, we've got our welder. Can you see it in the mirror there? There it is, tied in the bed of the truck. No tailgate, I know. Something I need to fix, maybe weld. And we got us some Burger King. Some fries, 2 cheeseburgers, plain, the way God intended for them. And gotta hit that value menu. Got to. So anyways, let's get home later and maybe get some welding going. We'll see. All right, we're headed home for the day. Kind of a longer day than typical working a day, so we'll see if we'll plug in the welder. I don't know though, because I gotta do a little wiring first before I actually plug it in. And we'll go over this in another video, I think. We'll be welding outside, so I need to I'm coming up with some ideas on how to build how I'm gonna do like some little garage. Need to add a little garage to the little old trailer. So that's a whole nother project. But anyways, so yeah, headed home. Truthfully, I've been thinking about welding all day. Oh man, I'm excited. I've never stick welded. I've done like a small bit of MIG welding, and I mean really just playing around. We had a nice welder where I worked, and a couple of the guys kind of, well, they said, here's where you turn on the gas, here's where you turn on the welder, here's the sheet that tells you how to set it. That was kind of my MIG welding experience, but I stuck some pieces of metal together, so, you know, what can you do? But we're gonna get home. I'm gonna get everything inside and kind of look over everything, and I'll show you guys the welder a little more closer, and we'll go from there. I don't know if we'll get welding tonight though, but that's okay. Plenty of time to weld. Plenty of time to weld. Plenty of time to weld. All right. Oh, one thing I did think of today. If my name was Noah, then I would start a business welding and call it a stick welding. I'd be a professional stick welder, and I'd start a business called Noah's Ark. And actually, you know what else? If there needs to be some woman handyman somewhere who starts a company called Jill of All Trades. I think it's a good idea. In fact, if there's a woman handyman with a business right now, and it isn't called Jill of All Trades, that's why her business is failing. So, you know. Yeah, sorry, bud. Driving slow tonight. We've got the old Tombstone tied down in the back. Don't need her flying out on the road either. Oh, look at the scenery in old Hoosier County. Oh yeah, and a shaky steering wheel on the old Silverado. That's all right though. Not a bad drive home though. 50 mile an hour, no stoplights. I drive west in the morning and east in the evening. That's about all you can ask from a job. You know what I mean? All right, internet. We are gonna wrap this video up for the day. Okay, we've got our welder. Holy macaroni. The old Lincoln, the old Tombstone, cracker box, AC225 arc welder. Yeah, buddy. So I ended up, I've been looking, kind of doing some research when I wanted to get a welder, and I talked to a buddy. Kind of just show you again all this other stuff. I talked to a buddy and I said, man, I got some stuff I need to do around the farm. I've got and you know, I don't know what else I want to do. I've always been interested in getting into welding, but got plenty of stuff I'll probably need to fix. So he said, well, get yourself a stick set up. I was like, damn, I don't really know. I've never stick welded. Just a little kind of messing around MIG welding. Actually, I made a wagon for my boys with MIG welding. I'll show you that sometime. But anyway, so I did some research. There's about, well, there's a lot of tempting, you know, $110, $140 welders on Amazon. But I don't know. I was like, you know, that just doesn't seem right. I watched some videos and people made welds, and I almost went for it, and I was like, well, I'm just gonna weld a little bit. I'll just buy some cheap little welder, which who knows, maybe would have been fine. But I don't know. I like the old 225, the AC225, because it's one of those things where a lot of people are like, yeah, I've had one of those for 25, you know, 30 years, had it in my garage, had it on the farm, you know, so I was like, well, it's reliable, and I mean, honestly, at the end of the day, I want something that's reliable and is going to work. So that's what we went with, the old Tombstone. There's a movie about this welder. Has Kurt Russell in it. Yep, that movie is about a welder. Doc Holliday, all those guys. A bunch of welders. They get lost in Texas or wherever the heck. Anyways, so let's see. We'll go back over just because I want to look at all this stuff again. Those aren't for welding, those are just for working. So I got some electrodes, got a 5-pound box, 3/32, 6013s, some 1/8 inch 6011s. I don't know why, just because, no particular reason. Got a little magnet deal because it was $2. I couldn't help it. Got this hood here. Not the cheapest one, not the most expensive one, but I figure it'll probably be a good place to start. Got ourselves some gloves, wire brush, slag hammer. Got a new grinder, the old Chicago Harbor Freight special. Got some gravy for biscuits and gravy. Biscuits are gone. I just ate them, actually. And some eggs. That was dinner. Got a little flour, a little wire flour. So anyways, so for people who are just getting into welding, hang on a second, let me get one of these out. So, now, you're learning with me, so, but I know not too long ago I was like, I don't really know anything about stick welding. I don't know anything. I just know that they have these sticks, and you know, so anyways, it's incredibly simple, which is also why I like the whole idea of having a stick welder rather than like messing around and getting a MIG welder. It's simple, and I like things that are simple and work. So all that it is this box is just a power source, and you can adjust the amperage, which is the flow of electricity. So imagine if you have like a dam, and you can control how much water flows through the dam. That's what this does, controls how much water. Because what the amperage does is you have your two clamps here. You have an electrode holder, okay, and you have your ground. You have your ground here. So if we were welding, say, if we're welding this magnet, you're hooking your ground onto your workpiece. Hang on a second. There we go. So we got our ground on our workpiece, and then you got your electrode holder here. Man, I need to get like some kind of tripod. I'm gonna have to weld one. I'm gonna weld a tripod. Anyways, so let me get this set up here real quick. So you got your electrode holder that goes right here, like that. Okay? So the weld is just, if you're putting down a bead right there, when you put the, you turn the machine on, and it's just current flowing, that is, it's just melting this. This stick is melting, and it gets really hot and penetrates into the metal and joins the metal with your weld, and it all joins together and, you know, welds. So, like I said, I'm no professional, but that's kind of the concept of it, at least to where I could understand what the heck is going on. I don't know, I saw a couple things about trying to get welds started. You kind of, I guess you want to strike it kind of like a match, or if you just put it on there, it'll stick, and then you'll be stuck and you'll have to restart and all that stuff. So it's a little flick, and then you'll get an arc going and go. I can't wait to do it, honestly. But man, I want to get this thing fired up. But that's not going to happen tonight, and I'll definitely make a video when we do that. That is for sure. Probably just kind of run some beads on some flat stock or something like that. But like I said, I'm learning as I go. You're watching me learn how to do this. So this is where we're at now. We got the welder in the kitchen because I can do that. Because I'm batching it up here. Yeah, so yeah, welder in the kitchen, a good thing. Isn't it nice though? I mean, isn't that thing cool? If I plugged this in and it didn't work, I'd probably keep it right here in the kitchen and put a tray on it, and I'd serve food to myself off of it. Anyways, so, oh, you know what that makes me think of is when me and my brother were doing motocross. We were, the house we lived in, my dad he didn't have a garage at the time. He ended up building one. But he used to work on the dirt bikes in the kitchen. To my stepmom's distaste, I will say. But, oh, that was good times. The old, the little 50 cc's in the kitchen. That was awesome. Oh, boy. Anyways, well, I think we're about wrapped up for today. Yeah, a whole video of me yammering on about stuff. But there's probably a lot of people doing the same thing, and they're like, oh man, I just bought all these tools. This is awesome. I'm gonna get welding. And so far, I've done one of my two favorite things. My two favorite things being buying tools and making stuff. Who doesn't love that? So I bought plenty of tools, and now we're gonna make some stuff. Later.